Hey guys, Albe here once more for our monthly check-in to see what's going on with the motorcycle world in general and with the channel itself. But enough with the chit-chat, let's get on it. First of all, let's get over the channel announcements. May 4th, which is a Saturday, we're gonna meet up at Klatch Coffee on Sierra Avenue in San Bernardino, right off the 15 freeway, for a meetup and ride with me. It's going to be 9 o'clock. We're gonna be there, and from there we're gonna ride Angeles Crest to Newcomb Ranch, where we're gonna grab some lunch. We're gonna meet up, as I said, around 9 o'clock. And we'll see how it goes. Most likely we're gonna be there for an hour or so, just to have enough time to meet you all and to talk to all of you, probably all four of you that are gonna show up to the meet. But as you guys have probably noticed, my installation videos are getting less and less. It's not because I don't want to do installation videos. I love working on bikes. It's just because the price of the parts are getting high. All the little bitty cheap parts that I could find are already on the motorcycle, so the next upgrades are gonna be a little bit more costly. So it's gonna take me just a little bit longer to manage to save enough money to buy the new parts and put it on the bike. On that note, as you guys can see, somebody made me notice that I say this a lot. So enough with the chit chat, let's get on it. It's a new shirt that you guys can find on Teespring. If you check the description below, there's gonna be obviously a link for it. If you guys like this shirt, go take a look and possibly get one. Also, if you completely despise this shirt and you don't want to get, but you still want to support the channel, if you look in the description below or on my YouTube main page, there is gonna be a support link. I'm also working to find a way to actually reward you guys for helping the channel grow and supporting the channel itself. So I'm looking at different options to get somewhat a complete package for you guys that support the channel. But let's move on. Let's see, because there are a few announcements for motorcycles around the world. They're saying that Aprilia new RS660 is being confirmed and that is going to be available for purchase in 2020. If you've been at EICMA in Milan in 2018, you probably seen the concept bike for it, and they're getting that to the streets. So I'm very excited. There is going to be a bike that is going to get a lot of attention, especially in those places where you pay your registration and insurance according to the size of your engine. So Europe in general, I think that bike is really going to go. And besides, it's one more bike that we're getting from Aprilia, and it's always good. On that note, there is a rumor that Yamaha is actually working on a naked bike that is going to be supercharged. So if you're not quite sure if to get a turbo boost or not, rejoice, because the Yamaha is working on something a little smaller. They did file patents for this, and the bike looks like an MT7. The question is that just a concept exercise? Are they just doing it just because, like most companies do? They just file patents for stuff that will never see the light of day, or they actually working for something that is actually going to be selling to the public. Finger crossed. Any new bike, it's always appreciated, so let's see what comes out. I've been going around Southern California a lot, different dealership. I visited MV Augusta in Costa Mesa, and at the same time I went over to Ducati of Newport Beach over there. That now is official Ducati, so it's single brand, it's only Ducati. And talking with people here and there, there is this feeling that Ducati is actually working on a Streetfighter. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the old Streetfighter, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be a big fan of the new Streetfighter, especially if they're working on a V4 Streetfighter, which is gonna have the same motor as the Panigale, but obviously with the torque curve adjusted for more low-end torque, which is what I love on the street, hence I own a Tuono. On top of that, it's supposed to look like a stripped out Panigale. I'm kind of sad that most likely they're gonna get rid of the trellis frame that the older Streetfighter had, but it's still a naked bike, and as you guys know, I love the segment, so I'm very excited for that. One thing that I heard is to keep an eye on Pikes Peak, because there is going to be some sort of announcement at Pikes Peak, or come on, we all know what's going on at Pikes Peak. When the new Multistrada comes out, is usually racing the Pikes Peak race. So for you guys, keep an eye on Pikes Peak. And for you guys that don't know what Pikes Peak is an uphill race that takes place in Colorado. Pikes Peak, obviously, and it's a fantastic race. It's on the street. It's 150 plus turns on a 12.5 miles stretch of road going uphill. You go from 9,000 feet of elevation to 14,000 feet of elevation, and with the air being more rarefied and on all sorts of problems, that's what makes the race really, really interesting. And also the guys that participate in this race are mostly bonkers, and they go risk to the max, racing uphill, and you're racing on a cliff. So anything goes wrong, you're going down. So if you get a chance, take a look when Pikes Peak comes around. Another news associated with Pikes Peak, since I seem to talk a lot about electric motorcycles, Zero is taking their 2019 SRF to actually race at Pikes Peak. Now, the bike could do well if it can withstand the change in altitude, not because obviously it's not a combustion engine, so there is not going to be a problem with the fueling and the mix air fuel, but because the air is rarefied and they're racing quite hard, there might be some heat problems. If they can deal with that, I think the bike is going to do great. Also because in theory the bike that they're going to bring has 110 horses, which is not that much, but it also has 140 pound-foot of torque, which is a lot. It's a lot of torque, and on a uphill race with tight turns and short bursts, that might actually be something that gives them a little bit of an edge. Moving on, because I want to keep this video sweet and to the point, let's take a look at what happened in MotoGP at World Superbike. Let's get the World Superbike right off the bat out of the way. Bautista is winning everything. Everybody else is complaining, saying that the bike is what is making him win so much. Truth is a good bike and a great rider. They're dominating, because otherwise, if there was just the bike, Chas Davis would be just up there with him, but it's not. So that's all there is to say about World Superbike. Moving on to MotoGP. MotoGP is super exciting. This past week was Austin, the American Grand Prix going on, and it was super good. There were moments where the crowd were like, what just happened, because Marquez lost it. It was great for the championship, because right now we have Dovizioso, Rossi, Rins, and Marquez at the fourth position in the world standing, and they're only 9 points apart from each other. On top of that, each one of those riders is riding something different. You have Dovizioso on a Ducati, you have Valentino on a Yamaha, you have Rins on a Suzuki, and then you have Marquez on a Honda. So everything is still there. Now, there are some very optimistic people that keeps talking about Valentino having a shot at his 10th world title. Yes, I'm a fan, so I hope so. But in reality, a couple of races going well, and especially this early in the season, it's a little too soon to start talking about Rossi winning the world champions. So let's pace our enthusiasm and let's see what's going to happen throughout the rest of the season. Another beautiful thing that happened in Austin is that they actually celebrated number 69 in honor of Nicky Hayden, and they actually retired the number officially, so nobody else will ever be able to have that number, and it's sealed in MotoGP history. It's going to be Nicky Hayden's number, and that's it. And I think for one of the great American MotoGP riders, that is very good. MotoGP is coming back in 3 weeks, and it's taking them 3 weeks is because they're moving the whole train down to Europe, so they're gonna be on their European part of the season. So Spain, Italy, Germany, and whatever else I can't quite remember. All the stops, France and so on. The next stop is going to be Jerez in Spain. I'm not quite sure who's going to win Jerez. I know that last year Marquez won the race, Zarco second and Iannone third. I'll tell you that Zarco with the bike is running this year, I doubt he's going to get podium, and most likely Iannone is probably not going to get a podium position, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I guess I annoyed you guys enough for this monthly report. So I hope that most of you can show up for on the 4th of May for the group ride. It's gonna be fun, and I always love meeting people that actually take the time to watch my videos. So it's gonna be great. We're gonna do a good ride. It's gonna be coffee. There's gonna be some lunch and some fun in general. Other than that, support the channel if you can. Get yourself one of those fantastic shirts if you can. Other than that, as always, if you like the video, if you love the video, make sure to subscribe. Till then, ride on, and I'll see you next time.